register for some kind of loyalty programs or for newsletters or what have you. And this is where actually the MintCloud comes in. We are a platform for, we call it like your wallet in one single app with deals matching your needs. So basically, it consists of mobile application for end users. You can download that from App Store, Google Play for free, and it's smart shopping application. What it consists of is that you can take part in digital loyalty programs and campaigns that is available on the platform. You can get all your plastic cards from your wallet, get rid of plastic and put it in the one single application, so you can use it as a loyalty cards in any outlets, any and bricks and mortar shops. You can actually access the current promotions that are up and running on the platform. You do shopping lists, so you can create and share shopping lists with your friends, family, husband and wives, so it's fast and easy to actually do shopping. The application itself controls your budget, your personal or household budget. It's simple as taking the photo of the receipt, it scans it through, it's OCR machine learning technology behind that, so you don't do any spreadsheets, it controls your budget, know how much you spend on what. And very soon, this is second quarter of the 2019, you also will have a chance to actually, store your credit cards and pay cashless, cashless payments, and actually connect with your local banks as well with that application. So it's smart shopping app for end users. But on the other hand, I told you about this spam, that we hate spam. We have to provide businesses the platform that actually can reduce spamming you guys, us as the customers. So we actually do it's a loyalty marketing platform which is very advanced, and you do what it does. Actually, you can configure your own loyalty program as a business, and it's ready to use SaaS platform. So you click it through, and you get your loyalty program up and running for your customers. You can use promotional codes to upsell and cross-sell and communicate with the clients. You segment them and analyze it, so you get the actionable data to talk to your clients in meanwhile. Do any kind of quizzes, contexts, and then surveys. It's also on one platform that you can gamify your clients in a real time. You contact with them via SMS, email, push notifications. It's all from one place, one platform. And I think the last but not least, it's the most important stuff, is now a multi-channel campaign sort of editor. So you can create any kind of campaign. It's run in real time, and you do actually creative jobs for marketers. So as an example, you can right now just as the Adidas brand, you can gamify and monetize your fans which are on the Vegas Golden Knights Stadium watching the game. You can send them in real-time voucher for $5 for each goal scored in real time. So it's it's a platform for doing very complex, but at the same time comprehensive and very creative campaigns for end users or clients. Looking at the market, it's American. You can see that it's American data. So 79% of you guys actually are looking for this in loyalty and then reward program before they make a purchase. To give you a broader perspective, how much is that? It's 3.8 billion times that American users actually register for any kind of loyalty programs. So that's a huge, huge market. Just a few slides about our business. So the revenues, we have looking at the average, we're about $20,000 US in revenues at the moment. It just goes up and down a bit, but it's just the beginning of our business. We got 22 B2B clients. It's only in Poland right now, but we ready to scale that on abroad. And what we actually need is it's only translation. It's actually proving the translation of the web application and mobile application. The user traction, we got 210 end users registered for the mobile application. It's almost 30,000 so far. 23 million, is that me? 23 million is actually cash spent on the loyalty programs for businesses. We're looking at 3.8 million retailers 3.8 million retailers in US, and that's our target group for B2B. team, it's 12. It's 3 co-founders and 12 people working on that at the moment. We're looking here for distribution, and I believe that actually, starting from Nevada, we should go for the rest of the states and find our partners. So our investment is actually securing. We're getting that with PwC mentioned before. They're working with us for finding the investors abroad. We do pretty much R&D. There's few cases that are fine, and then I can share that with you, so I can leave it here. But I got lots of to come.
All right, thank you very much. I find it awesome that you were able to get through 31 of 37 slides in about 5.5 minutes. That's some fast slide work.
I don't know if anybody understood what I was saying, but anyways, that's available.
I think if the microphone's turned on, we'll start here in the room for questions or comments.
So I have a question.
Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
You want to turn down the echo?
Yeah. There we go. We should be good.
So, a lot of retailers these days have an omni-channel strategy. How easy is it to integrate your platform into their current omni-channel, including their media channel?
Right. Thank you for the question, first of all. And there are two different models. I mean, we are after small and medium businesses, and that's a totally different thing, right? It's they are pretty much either they cannot afford, or they actually do not really need their own loyalty platform with the branding and stuff like that. And that's MintCloud where it's coming in. And for big boys, big companies, we end-to-end platform. So we went through the whole way. It's starting from offline stores, the retail bricks and mortar, but also we are marketing automation online. So you put all together with the multi-channel campaign management tool. We actually cover all that thing. So we are in that strategy. Whatever the big companies hearing about what we're having, they always find something that is needed for them, and it's actually the real multi-channel campaign with the MintCloud.
Yep, Steve's got a question.
Can you tell us about your U.S. competitors, direct competitors?
There was a slide with the competitors, but we went out of time. But anyways, the big ones, the biggest benchmark for me in U.S. market is Bellycard. Bellycard is, I don't know if you are familiar with that software. It's pretty much also SaaS loyalty program. What was bought a few years ago with 7-Eleven. Its market valuation about over $100 million right now. So it's the biggest benchmark in US grounds for us, Bellycard. There are a few different smaller ones, but also Adobe Marketing Cloud. It's something that they're doing, whatever that, it's part of our product. It's actually Adobe Marketing Cloud.
So if you were doing a head-to-head comparison of features, attributes, and benefits, what are you bringing to the customer that they don't?
I would say it's a bunch of features that we actually covered, and the technology behind that. We working very hard on machine learning. So the R&D project that we actually started a few months ago, and it's up and running. It's doing auto segmentation of our clients. So if you imagine right now, the marketer has to somehow to figure out what filters put it on the clients to segment them. And our system is actually gathering all of data from internet, from social media, so to profile the customer and consumer. And at that time, it actually will show you, the marketer, the company show what kind of clients you got, so the marketing automation can run itself. So this is where we are good at, and it's like a level of IBM and Watson, what they're doing. Of course, I'm not comparing ourselves to Watson, where billions of dollars were spent, but this is the idea where we're going for.
And so are you also envisioning maybe in a 2.0 or a 3.0 allowing these vendor companies to create coalitions, right? Because you're talking about a high street,
Exactly.
in UK parlance, a kind of a high street merchant base, and letting them come together.
It's our conclusion and experience. We started with from the MintCloud brand for small and medium businesses, but it occurred to us that the white label version, it's at our stage is very crucial, because those brands that are actually going for their own loyalty and marketing platforms, they need their branding. And for us, it's very good at the moment, because this is a lot of cash that from the implementation, and then this phase of keeping the platform up and running. So this subscription fee, whatever you call it, those are the big deals. And what we want to go with the strategy is actually find the marketing agencies, some kind of distributors that have contact with corporates at that moment, because it's going to give us a lot of cash to push it to the market for smaller businesses. So
I was thinking more about letting the businesses cooperate with each other if that disparate product.
It's even possible at that moment, because we got this it's called a multi loyalty platform. So if you get like few local businesses, they want to be together, you can just click it through online and put it as one single loyalty program for different businesses. It's possible.
All right, so I'm going to jump online now and see if Maggie or John have any questions to come in with, and then if not, we'll go back to the room.
I missed because I couldn't quite hear exactly what the answer was, but what's the startup cost for doing this for a small business, smaller or medium-sized business, to get onto the platform?
For the US market, our pricing strategy is starting the subscription fee for having the program is $99 per month. It's per month, subscription per month. And there are a few different costs allocated with that, but it's only when the business is communicating with clients. But those are pennies for each communication with clients, which actually gives the return on investment itself, because it's marketing, B2C marketing that you can run through the platform.
Thanks. Did that answer your question, John?
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Any other questions from online? Okay, I'm going to turn the volume back down again. We'll come back to the room, and we've got about 2 minutes left.
I do have another question. So you mentioned data analytics. Do you have AI machine learning capabilities so that you can actually provide actionable insight to the retailer that are on your platform?
Could you repeat the question, sir?
So you mentioned data analytics.
Yeah.
So do you have AI or machine learning capability right now that you can provide intelligence?
As a white label or as a MintCloud?
Back to your retailers who has the platform to see whether the reward system is, for example, loyalty program is working well. Yeah.
So we've been doing that for 5 years, the development of the software. So it's not like a month ago. And we have a lot of documentation, the technical ones. So if I sit down with the potential client that actually is familiar what they wanted to do, and we can go through the software, they can find out what can be done with that. And everything is in the platform line. So we need some data. You can of course fake it for just a purpose of demo, but we can provide that with the segments and everything that is there. And what's more important is that we have a lot of technology behind. So one of those it's a machine learning connected with OCR, and it's very good for FMCG businesses, because we just found out that from scanning the receipt, we can read everything that is bought on the receipt. So this is the only chance at that moment for FMCG, for brands like fast-moving goods, to connect with the consumer itself, the end consumer. And it's one of the reasons that we want to go for Coca-Cola, and then not only Walmart itself, that of course they're working on that yet, but FMCG it's something that is that we actually solving them problems at that moment, and it's there, it's provable. so we can show them.
So there's one other question that came in online, or that came in that Maggie couldn't,
So, yeah.
she couldn't hear it. We couldn't hear her. Do you integrate with Quicken at all? So some of the financials, the transactions can go into well, Quicken as an example, but any financial program.
I'm not quite understanding the question, but
is the capture being done by the vendor?
It's okay. So more it's like 70% at the moment in Poland is done by vendors, and it needs to be the people in that stores has to be well educated and probably motivated to get the end consumer. That's a question, right? But since it's there, it's their client, so they can start communication with them. And the reason why we're doing that is to communicate automatically, not just having guys who's sending spam all over the place, like shooting to everybody, but actually getting that data and automate it in real time.
Terrific. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.